And you're back with Damien, Oso, and
Silks.
Young Silk. That's what you're doing. Is your shit okay?
No.
We're back live in Austin.
My bad, y'all. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm goofy as a motherfucker.
Partly cloudy, but still hot. Hot as heck.
It's hotter than fish grease on the side of the sidewalk.
What you think about the Las Vegas weather?
Like I said, it's hotter than fish grease on the side of the sidewalk. Don't ask me no more questions.
How about you, Young Silk?
It's just hot.
It's just hot.
Yeah, it's just hot.
Go outside and just start sweating, huh?
Yep.
Young Silk.
I didn't tell the people earlier to look out for my video coming soon. The Prince, you feel me, should be shooting in August or September.
If you guys
Make sure
don't
y'all look
know,
out for that. That's gonna be hard.
last segment that we did on new and upcoming.
That's the Prince. That's DAPRINX 3. You did?
Yeah, so right now we're going to be talking about, stuff that happens here in Las Vegas for people that don't know that, people think this is a city where you can just come and have fun and, just do whatever you want. You really can't because, the laws and the government and politics and stuff that they have out here is really different from other states. Like, Young Silk, what do you think about Las Vegas laws and their police and stuff that goes on out here in Vegas?
Like
lately,
we've been having a lot of police brutality, a lot of stuff going on with our metropolitan system. Honestly, I mean, people that think you can come here and get away with certain things, you really can't. Maybe in other states where you come from, you can, but out here, they're strict on a lot of stuff. They're strict on drugs. They're strict on.
We just got the marijuana passed, so
it's the main. But see, drug. But see, like I said, weed is the drug. It's illegal.
You come here on vacation and leave on probation.
Yeah.
That's the slogan for Vegas. So what I heard: come on vacation, leave on probation. What do you think about that, also?
I believe the police are above the law.
And what do you mean by that?
They do what they want. They tell you that you're obstructing the law, but what law are you obstructing?
Well, now we're getting into politics.
Now we're getting into it.
And I'm doing a politics show in the morning, so we spoke on this whole subject.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll save my intelligence for tomorrow, you guys. Thank you.
So, okay.
Right there.
Out of this whole time that you've been out here,
Yeah.
what have you done? I'm not saying you're a bad guy or anything, but I heard since I've been out here and people's stories and stuff, the police just mess with you for no reason. Have you been through any of that?
Honestly, only been messed with about 2 times by the police out here, and one was just because I was driving crazy as well. The other one, just because they felt like pulling somebody over. But honestly, I really never really had a bad experience with the police except for like when they just want to mess with you for no reason. Like if they just feel like they just want to pick a fight, they act like bullies. Like y'all was when a lot of people was when they was in high school, or middle school, just bullies.
I've had one bad experience with the police, and that was just because of and what I'd like to say is it's racial profiling sometimes what they're doing, because I was pulled over by 2 cops, and they right off the bat labeled me as a Mexican gang member. You feel me? A Sureño. Oh, did you do this? You did
That's one thing they will try to do.
They try to racial profile you and put you in certain categories that you're not in.
They be like, aren't you from the gang? And I'm like, no. Just because I mess with people that's gang related doesn't mean that I'm gang related myself. I just got a lot of, associates. I'm not going to say friends. Associates that I associate with that do that. But I don't live that life.
So do you feel like since you associate yourself with that type of group, do you feel like it's your fault that you're in the situation that you got yourself in, or do you feel like the police is not doing their job correctly?
I feel like the police just need to sit down and take a break. eat a couple of donuts and drink a whole bunch of coffee. And I'm
So
Excuse
they
me,
need to
y'all.
be trained by somebody.
I think they just need to do their.
They need to be trained by somebody
Honestly,
who actually knows what they're doing.
I feel like
They need to stop thinking that they're above the law and be with the law, in
Right.
tune with the law.
But what is the law?
the law is a whole bunch of bullshit that they came up with back in the day. That's all the law.
Stop pulling me over for a WWB. Walking while black.
Walking while black. You feel what I'm talking about? That's real. Black life really does matter. But they don't understand what that means. They think that it's just something racist that we just pulled up. Black lives been mattering since it was Dr. Martin Luther King, since it was
And
Malcolm
I
X.
support all Black Lives Matter.
Me too.
Real shit. Like
I support all lives matter.
You feel me?
All
All lives matter. You feel what I'm talking
All
about?
races.
But in the,
All
in
races.
the past 2 years, though, we've been seeing a whole bunch of videos about cops killing people, especially, African Americans
Mhm.
on Facebook, online, on the news, and they go to court and get paid time off, or paid leave. And what do you think about that?
I feel like the system is so corrupt. They feel like they can just get away with anything as long as they feel like they can get over it or they can get away with it. They're gonna do it. Like it doesn't matter. Like they can sit there and shoot a little boy that was 5 years old and get away with it just because we don't have enough evidence or something like that. But they so quick to lock a black man up for anything that you do. It could be just throwing a pebble at a pigeon, and they gonna try to lock you up in Vegas. Like y'all ever heard of that? People that's out here that's listening to this right now live, have you ever really heard of that? You throw a pebble
Or misusing a bus
at a
stop.
pigeon, you feel me? And they gonna give you a ticket, or you put your life in danger. They put your life in danger. If you really think about it, jaywalking is putting your own life in danger. That's not putting their life in danger. That's putting your life in danger. But they want to sit there and give you a ticket for that. Like, it's crazy. Like, spitting in front of a police officer, or spitting on the sidewalk or some shit.
Defacing a burger.
Defacing a burger, like taking tomatoes or pickles. If I don't want tomatoes or pickles off my burger, I'm going to take it off my burger. If you want to give me a ticket for that, then slap yourself with the pickle and the tomato while you at it. Straight up.
For real.
That's how I feel. But anyways, honestly, some police officers out here in Vegas, honestly, I could honestly say they was cool. Like they didn't do too much. They actually let me go for a ticket or let me go for just being me or talking to them with respect. If you come at somebody with respect, they might come at you with respect. It's all respect at the end of the day.
Well, how
It's
about the
either they
ones
respect
that
you or not.
you come at them with respect and they still disrespect you?
Then the bullies right there, you just
Them
gotta
the ones
watch.
that think they're above the law.
Just gotta watch.
They can do whatever
They're not
they
above
want.
the law. It's not that they're above the law. It's that they feel like once they became a part of the law, now they are above the law, or that they're more superior than you because they're in the government or they're in something that's higher than you are. You know what I mean? They feel like they're more than just a person. They feel like they're so superior and that they're just so big and badder than you. But I think
And that's the thing that
they're
needs
just
to change. See, they think once that they get into it that they're better than us. Really, everyone's equal if you think about it in the system.
Exactly.
A murderer has just enough time as somebody else when they're locked up. You feel me? As if somebody committed the same crime or a different crime.
Exactly.
They're still equal. They're still men. They're still women. You feel me? They're still the same people.
Now, for hold on, not to cut you off, buddy.
Also,
But
have you guys ever sat back and I'm against police. Well, not all police, because, there is crimes that happens out here where people need to be dealt with,
I agree.
So yes, some laws are set where, I think, it's good. But there's some laws that I feel like bullshit, excuse my language. But do you ever sit back and think, what did this officer go through? Why he was a kid, and why does he act like that?
Honestly, I feel like
That don't matter. Don't bring it to work. Your personal life at home.
I feel like. Could you ask me that question again?
Honestly, why?
As have you ever sat back?
Mm-hmm.
Even though, like I said, there are some laws that are set that is good
Mm-hmm.
for the people.
Mm-hmm.
and some that's not.
Mhm.
But in your life, have you ever sat back and thought about the officers that's bullying people, taking their badge for granted? Have you ever sat back and thought that maybe they went through something as a child? For them to act how they act?
Honestly, I really don't be thinking about what they went through, because sometimes it's like no matter what you went through, there's a way you can overcome anything in your life. Like a lot of us artists out here in Vegas, or just period, have overcome a lot of things in our life to be where we're at right now, to step into the storm that we're trying to be, you know what I mean? Trying to step into that, trying to pursue that journey, and being on this journey of music by itself is hard. So as far as anything, like, you're going to go through stepping stones in life. You're going to go through trials and tribulations. That's just life. That's the Bible. That's anything. That's just period. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't let that, those negative things transpire to what you are now as a person.
To me, a strong mind can overcome any obstacle. If you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Exactly.
I know one officer, not gonna say any names,
No names.
but I know one officer that,
Or badge number.
he explained to me his story, why he was an asshole, why he do what he do, and he sat there and explained to me, well, he wasn't even an officer, well, you can call him an officer, but he a correctional officer, you know, that was an asshole, but he basically said the reason he's so mean and try to overdo his badge is because, you know, he was bullied as a kid. He couldn't do things he wanted. He always got told what to do or got beat up. So that led him to becoming who he was.
I've met a lot of officers like that, and sometimes, I mean, it takes that to get it through a person's head that, look, you're not in charge here, you feel me? Play your role, know your place, you know?
Amen.
But still, it's
your place.
It's
So
still,
Hashtag that on
It's the
Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. Know your place.
it's still a principle of everything. You know, there's a way to do everything, there's a time to do everything, it's how you do it. It's how you act on it. It determines the outcome.
So we all know that O.J. Simpson just got released from prison. He'll be released October 1st.
Give it up for
OJ.
The crazy thing is that he wrote a book about how he did what he did, and he's still out of jail. That's crazy.
Exactly, but
okay, I support you.
I want y'all to talk about how the police arrested us for carrying identification cards, but just selling his for $5,000.
exactly. How you selling somebody's identification card, but you get in trouble for carrying somebody's identification?
Yeah, they have O.J. Simpson's license from when he got arrested.
Las Vegas law.
But what I'm saying, do you guys, after he spent a long 9 years in Lovelock Correctional Facility in Lovelock, Nevada, when he gets released October 1st, do you believe that the police is going to be after him, trying to find anything they can to lock him up? Because we all know he's getting out on probation. He's not getting out a free man with no papers or nothing. He's getting out on parole. Do you feel like they're going to try to set him up to hook him back into the correctional facility?
Honestly,
I think it's a 50-50.
I was about to say the same thing. I think it's a 50-50 because
Some will be behind you, some will.
they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but then at the same time they're going to be on his helmet. In other words, they're going to be always on his head, always on his back, always trying to find out what he's doing, always trying to check up on him, always trying to do this, always trying to do that. But sometimes you end up with a messed up parole officer, or sometimes you end up with a cool one. It just depends on what type of parole officer you get out here in Vegas. But honestly, at the end of the day, I look at it like, let him be free. You know what I mean? Like, he's been in prison
For 9
not
years.
jail. We're talking about prison. A cell you get a cell,
Where I was.
then you get nasty food,
With a
you
toilet.
get nasty treatment, and it's just
Nasty toilet.
it's just all bad. So with that being
Taking
said,
showers with like 30 other people.
you're away from
Not out
family.
here in Las Vegas.
You're away from your family. You're away from friends. You're away from being even able to take a real shower, being able to really eat a good meal. Like, there's so many things that you go through while being in jail or being locked up, period.
Well,
So as a person, I feel like he should be able to be free.
Honestly, this is what I think our system should do.
Hold on. So honestly, with me being locked up for the 6 years and 4 months that I did, I spent a couple months in Loblaw facility while I was getting transferred. Me, honestly, I feel like even though he wasn't free all the way where, he can, go on a date with his girl or, go do what he wants, smoke a cigarette because they stopped, tobacco privileges.
Right.
He was still kind of free. He still got to really do what he wanted to, even though he still had to follow all the rules and regulations of the facility. He actually, got better food. He got to do what he wanted to.
To me, honestly, there's nothing that you can do in prison that's gonna make me feel like I'm at home. Period.
There ain't nothing in there,
There's
but
nothing.
when
You can't even get on. You only can get on the phone for like 15 minutes. You only can get on the phone for
20 minutes.
It depends on if you even go on tier time that day. If anybody doesn't know what that is, that's when you come out your cell and you get free time to play cards or get on the phone or pretty much make spreads like a lot of people do.
22 hour lockdown.
Or go outside, work out. But at the end of the day, like I said, he deserved freedom just like all the other men that got out of jail without parole or probation or whatever. Even if you do got parole or probation, you still should be able to live a free life. Because at the end of the day, it's like you wasn't able to. You had to listen to somebody else tell you what to do all the time.
Well,
It was so much that you had to go through just being in that type of system or that type of life. So with him being able to, come out and just look at the sky for real and acknowledge the fact that he's being able to step on some real concrete, you know what I mean? Being able to walk down Fremont or something, just anything that involves being a free man, it should be possible without having somebody on your neck like a pit bull that just won't let go. Because that's how the police act like out here. They be on your neck like a pit bull that just won't let go. And it irritates you. Or it can be like a fly that just will keep bothering you until you slap the shit out of it.
Alright, but we got
Excuse my language.
we have half of the world that believes OJ did it, and we got the other half that supports OJ.
Well,
So we know, with that being said, that there are some officers, police officers out there, not just probation or parole, but police officers out there that believe OJ did do it. That will, me personally, I feel like that will try to set him up, try to get him to fail, or try to
put it back in the same
lock him up
predicament.
for a fake charge.
They're going to try to give them anything and everything they can. They're gonna because you got some cases in some states where people have made, the police officers have written false police reports or having presented all the evidence, and by law it's illegal to not share all the evidence. If you have a piece of evidence that's hidden and they find out about it, well then that case gets dismissed, that police officer gets locked up. You feel me? Well, something has to happen because everything wasn't in place. You guys didn't do what you were supposed to. Saying you didn't do your job technically.
But like I was saying, it's all about unity and community right now, man. I don't really pay attention to the police like that. I just stay out the way. My brother always told me, if you stay out their way, they won't bother you.
So how do you feel about all these young people that's out here in Las Vegas where it's nothing really but casinos and nothing to do? There's only Wet and Wild.
Hashtag, where's the parents at? Like, for real, I'm sorry to say it. You got little girls that's on Facebook twerking like that thing. That's the thing to do with their mama. Like, I seen it the other day. I was watching Facebook and I seen a young girl with her mama while she was really like on the pole stripping. Like, she wasn't stripping naked, but she was pretty much practicing strip dancing, and she had her daughter sitting there right there with her doing the same thing. I'm like, are you serious? Like, for real, this is what the world come down to? And then also, like, you got, like, where's the real parents at? That's one thing, that's my first question, because I mean, I know I might not be the best father in the world. You feel me? Like, I know I might not be the best father in the world, but I try to do best when it comes on my kids. I try to make sure they know what's right and what's wrong at the end of the day. And I try to keep them away from the bad experiences or the bad company. Because like moms used to say all the time, bad company does bring misery. You feel me? Like, real, that's just honest. But honestly, it's like there's a lot of young people right now that's being false led. That's the biggest problem I have with even my kids myself, or even with being around, my friends and them. Like I see how they lead their kids, and I love the way they do that. You know what I mean? They make sure their kids know what's right and what's wrong, and they try to make sure their kids don't end up into the system, or doesn't end up locked up or dead, or in the gangs and stuff like that, or doing stupid stuff that they know they don't have to do.
I have a question for you guys. See, this is what I grew up thinking, and see, when I have kids, see, I don't want them taking the same road that I did, because yeah, I have some regrets, yeah, I have some things I want to change. Now my question to you guys is, the one thing you regret the most in your life, if your kid had to go through it, what would you think? What would you say? What would your mentality be like?
The worst thing I had to go through in my life, I said it already, going to prison for 6 years and 4 months,
Now what if your kid
I don't feel like I would be broken down if my kids went through that. Like, for one, I miss my kids growing up. I miss what they like doing as a kid.
Man.
I miss listening their first word.
That's real.
Their first day of school.
That's real.
I ain't get to see none of that. Like, I would hate for my kids to have kids,
honestly,
and do the same thing,
right,
and miss out on it.
Right. I would just I'm gonna just keep doing what I've been doing now, and that's just try to teach them what's right and what's wrong, and try to keep them away from the bad company, because I know it's out there. I know it's youngsters out there that's, talking about sex right now, or trying to have sex right now, smoking weed. I mean, to me, smoking weed is not a bad thing. Keyword. But at a too young age, that's out. Like my brother, like I always say, that's out. What that means is that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
What's your preference of age of smoking weed?
My age of preference of smoking weed would be at least 16, where you fully understand and
I'm gonna keep it real.
You know what's going on.
When did you let your kids smoke weed?
Honestly, I will allow my kids to smoke with me when I'm not gonna give it an age, but I'm gonna say like when they feel like they're ready for something that I'm doing, or something that's like, if they feel like they're ready to do that.
If they're seeing daddy do it and they're 10 years old, you're like, Dad, can I hit that with you? Like,
oh no,
that's
they're 10 years old. No,
age. If they feel like,
it's acceptable to me. I don't know if there's really acceptable.
I feel like if they can comprehend what's going on,
I don't feel like
understand
what's going on around them,
effects and what's going on around them.
But I don't feel like there's a real acceptable age that you could start smoking weed at.
Yeah, but
I mean, honestly, to me, 12 to 18 is cool to me. You know what I mean? 12 to 18 is cool, because you learned enough in school to know what this drug is going to do to you, or what this, not drug, now it's medicine. You know what I mean? What this medicine is going to do to you, or how it's going to make you feel, or how it's going to make you act. You're going to know about that. And then also, you're going to be doing it with your dad. So, what you doing it with your father is better than doing it with other people that you don't know.
Yeah, but you think if they're doing it with their father, they might be like, oh, it's okay if I smoke with my friend.
They're gonna honestly, sooner or later, they're gonna come to the realization, oh, let me branch off from this person, and let me, you never know, it could be the wrong type of people, like we were saying, you feel me, there's always bad people.
Exactly.
If one rotten apple spoils the whole bunch.
Exactly.
It affects the whole group. Everything that you're around is gonna affect you.
Exactly, but at the same time, you gotta look at it like this. Being a father, you feel me? I'm a father of 4 right now. You know what I mean? I got 3 boys and 1 girl. So, with that being said, it's like, automatically, I'm not gonna be the one that's, how can you put it, real strict or anything like that when it comes down to their friends, but I will be checking their friends soon they walk in my door, because I don't want my kids to be around bad company. Honestly, that's all you gotta do as a father or as a mother. You know what I mean? You as a parent, period. Or even as an older brother or older sister. You just gotta look out for your siblings. You gotta look out for the people that you care about, because you don't want them to go down to doing stuff that they know that they shouldn't be doing, period.
So how do you feel about, there's nothing out here in Las Vegas really except, wet, wild, which is expensive.
Honestly, I feel like Vegas should have more culture.
Do you feel like right now, where Vegas is at a state that
Doesn't have a culture.
is it the place to raise a child?
Ooh, that's a good question.
No.
Honestly, I feel like
There's a yes and there's a no to that question. Some things you don't want them to get into, but can't keep them from getting into or seeing, and some stuff you want them to get into, and
There's
I
not
mean,
a lot
if-
of recreation out here in Las Vegas for the children.
well, to quote Silky, what he just said, I'm gonna keep it real. I feel like there's so many things that you can do out here, but you just gotta have the right person to show you where it's at. Like when I first was a teenager out here in Vegas, the first thing I was doing was going to the rec center, going to boys and girls clubs. You know what I mean? Going to play basketball, going to get into playing. What's that game with the gems and you put it in the macaca, whatever it's called.
Magala.
Mancala, yeah, that's it. That was my favorite thing. Playing Uno or something like just do like what you gotta do is you gotta be around your kids or be around your siblings. If you can't every day, every other day, whenever you're around them, try to find out what they're into.
But from us growing up and
get them into it more.
But from us growing up and us seeing how our era is going and seeing that the younger generation is growing up way faster.
Yeah.
And getting bored of all the little board games and the little stuff that we used to do that we thought was the best thing ever.
Right.
Yeah. How do you feel like once they get bored and not be able to do nothing, especially out here in Las Vegas?
That's why
how do you feel they're gonna like adapt to it?
That's why you find something that they're interested in and you keep them interested in by any means necessary. It doesn't matter what it is. It does matter what it is. I'm gonna say it. I take that back. It does matter what it is, but I noticed that a lot of kids that come out, like I noticed that a lot of kids that are out here in this generation right now, they're either interested in music or they're interested in arts or they're interested in sports or they're interested in this and they're interested in that. I've seen a lot of kids that's interested in doing science. I mean, whatever your kid is interested in or your sibling, you know what I mean, just try to keep them interested in it.
Help them pursue it.
Make it interesting every day. Make it new. Like you see on Sesame Street. They make everything new every time. Like now they got new ways to count the numbers. They got new ways to do the alphabets. Like just do different stuff with your kids or your siblings, and I promise you they won't go the wrong way.
Or it's just like this. Help them create their dream and help them pursue it.
Exactly.
Give them the tools and the things that they need to pursue their dream and go forward with it, and don't let that flame die out on your dream.
So basically support your kids and support
support them.
That they got going on, their dream and even their fantasies. Like a fantasy don't have to be sexual. It can be just something that they admire, that they want to do or they want to be. Like support them, hold them down. They your children.
I used to have fantasies of, like, one of my favorite mystical creatures were dragons, stuff like that. And I mean, like dinosaurs, all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I used to like.
They created Pokemon and Digimon.
Exactly. Like you said, like Pokemon said, get something you're interested in, help them stay interested, and help them keep their drive alive.
And as far as Vegas not having anything for kids, like I said, there's a lot of things out here for kids to do, and there's not. But, like I said, if you pay attention to your child or your sibling and you know what they're interested in, then you can show them where places at if you went to that, or if you know anybody. I know somebody always knows somebody.
How can we get in contact with you?
How can they get in contact with me?
The
radio station?
This is Suave also, and Young Solo
right
here at Radio Tribune station.
You can call in at 702-983-0711.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, or the youth need some help, or looking for some guidance, we're here. But you can also email me at dw.mayor radiotribute@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
You can email me at csg.radiotribune.com, or my personal email is lilchris212@gmail.com. You know, if anybody needs help, if anybody needs any advice, you know.
And you can just always email me at jo.ent01@gmail.com. And also just hit me up on Facebook mainly. You know, I'm always here for trying to support somebody or trying to.
Alright, and also a personal number is 702-980-3938. If any kids out there or youth have any questions or looking for anything, then, you know, just don't be scared to ask for help. But thanks for tuning in to Radio Tribune here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You guys have the rest
Also, well,
day.
Swag gang, y'all know what it is, dirtbag gang. I don't gang bang, but that's the team. You feel me?
I don't gang bang, but that's the gang.
That's the gang. I don't gang bang, but that's the gang.